just a brief recap of where we're at in the story of Exodus, kind of very similar to what I said yesterday down in Ashland. The purpose of the people being let out of slavery was to worship. So notice how fundamentally important and instilled is worship for us in our lives. It's something we need to do. We will worship something or someone. If it's not God, it's going to be the golden calf, metaphorically speaking, obviously. So as the people are led out, they're led to Mount Sinai, where the culmination of the act of worship is going to be instilled, where they're going to be a holy and sacred people. The people that are the descendants of Abraham, as God promised Abraham, he will make him a multiple descendants of nations. Here they are. Now worship is going to be instilled. Moses goes up to the mountain. He's gone for 40 days, 40 nights. The people, either out of anger or out of fear, fall into the old worship of the golden calf, which probably would have represented one of the Egyptian gods. They went back to the old ways of life, just like us. Out of fear or looking for comfort or whatever, we go back to the old ways, not to the way of God. We don't trust him and we don't turn to him, but we fall back into sin. We fall back into idolatry, so to speak. And so where we're at now in chapters 33 and 34 in the book of Exodus, God's going to renew this covenant that he made at Mount Sinai, but it's going to be something a little bit different. What saves the people, the reason why God decides to renew this covenant in the first place, is because of the intercession of Moses, the power of intercessory prayer. But there's even more than that. What makes it so unique is that in the intercession, Moses offers his life in exchange for the people of Israel, meaning that he decides and asks God, don't punish them, bring it down on me. They violated the covenant, but let me take the consequences of it. Boy, that sounds familiar. Again, whenever you read the Old Testament, ask yourself the question, where is Jesus in it? Well, right there. Right there he is. We're going to see that again in the New Testament. We violate the covenant. Jesus takes that upon himself. And so in today's first reading, as I said yesterday in Ashland, because of that sacrificial intercession, the intimacy between God and Moses deepens. The friendship, the relationship. Because Moses, whether he knows it or not, he's acting really just in the same way that God acts. And we're going to see that again about 2,000 years later being played out. The beauty of that. And so today, a very beautiful first reading describing what happens to Moses and what happens to us when we grow deeper in love with God through Jesus Christ and the Holy Spirit. Moses' face becomes radiant, so much so that the others around him don't even want to be with him, because now he's radiating the glory of God. He has to wear a veil over his face, just like James tells me that I have to wear a veil over my face, but for different reasons. All right? But whenever Moses entered the presence of the Lord to converse with him, notice, conversing with God, it removes the veil once again. But in all this, I think the same effect happens with us. We might not be so heavily described of this radiance, but I think it really does show out when it's very true and authentic. Like it really is something that people notice. Do they notice it in your life? Do they notice it in my life? If not, then our lives are just worth examining. Where are our golden calves in our lives? Where are our loves? And I think if we search thoroughly in all of our lives, we'll find that there's many, many loves that in a way we kind of place above God in our lives. But we have the new covenant. We have the Eucharist. We have the Mass. We have the forgiveness of sins. We have all this. Because in all this, once again, God continues to accompany these Israelites, even though they're going to fall over and over again. Like, he's just faithful to the covenant. And he's faithful to the new covenant that he established with us in Jesus Christ as well. May God bless you.